All right, so you need to have this list memorized. This is going to be a long unit if you have not memorized your perfect squares and cubes and fourths and fifths. So if you have, you know that square root of 21 is 11. Square root of 64 is 8. Cube root of 125 is 5, right? That's because 5 cubed equals 125. So cube root of those gives me 5 is the cube root of 125. Sorry for the messy handwriting. That was gross. So similarly, since 4 cubed is 64, the cube root of 64 is 4. Fourth root of 81 is 3. Fourth root of 625 is 5. Fourth root of 16. Now you should recognize these as perfect fourths or thirds or perfect square roots. Not that even if you have trouble memorizing them, you should recognize them when you see them. So when we do these kind, we're going to break up the numbers and the variables separately, right? Because technically, this is 36x squared all to the 1/2. And our exponent rules say that I can do 36 to the 1/2 and x squared to the 1/2. So I can write that as square root of 36, square root of x squared. And then square root of 36 is 6, square root of x squared is x. With the x to the 4th, I got to think of it as something squared. So that's actually x squared squared. So as I simplify that, it gives me x to 11x squared. All right, so in this case, d to the 4th squared would follow our exponent rules. That would equal d to the 8th, and that's giving me some quantity squared so that when I take the square root of it, it simplifies perfectly. And that gives me 8d to the 4th. Now, if you don't have a perfect square, you want to look for the biggest perfect square that divides evenly into the number. And it has to be a perfect square that divides into it. I don't care that 4 times, well, you want the biggest perfect square. So even though 32 divides by 4, 16 is the biggest one, so I'm going to write it like this. And I want to make sure I write the perfect square first, because that's going to simplify to a rational number. So with 27, it gives me that. Now with 80, I don't care that 40 times 2 goes into 80. I want the biggest perfect square. If you're not sure if you can't see right off the bat that 16 goes into it, just start high and work your way down the list. Does 64 go into it? No. 49? No. 36? No. 25? No. 16? Yes, that works. So we write it thus and simplify it like that.